What's up, guys? My name is Casey, and I tell you what, when I'm lacking a little bit of inspiration or the want to do something, a simple walk outside and just listening to some of my voicemails, uh, pretty good. Some of you might know that I live out in the middle of nowhere, and so my cell phone service, it's very spotty. Some of you guys have experienced that or experienced that daily. But yeah, it's weird. I have to go out to the balcony, kind of hold my phone out just a little bit, about a foot out of the balcony in order to get service. And what I'll do sometimes is I'll get a headset and I'll have to set the phone on the little, on the, what do you want to call that? The railing. And yeah, I'll just make a phone call right there and sit. I can't really walk around. And the really bad thing is though, that it's really windy, and I'm not saying wind is a bad thing. I welcome it because I know what it's like to not have wind, and it's really dry and it sucks and all that great stuff. But I'm saying, it's really windy, and I wish I had like a, what do they want to call those, a pop filters for my phone headset, to get all those P's out there. No, but yeah, the wind is kind of a nuisance sometimes, but it's cool. You know what I wanted to talk about today was the fact that anxiety, pretty much, is the word for it, and not really in the very stressful way, but it does create stress. That is something that we have to recognize, that anxious and being anxious, or I guess you could say anxiety, and the process of being anxious is very. It is a very power drawing on your body. I mean, it takes a lot out of you, whether it be for a good thing or a bad thing. Now, we have all had those times, especially in school, where, man, tomorrow was that day. Tomorrow is either, well, I guess you could say two things of school. Tomorrow's a field trip, and I'm really freaking anxious to go. And then, you wake up that day, you're tired because you didn't get any sleep, and you're like, oh my gosh, or, the second part to that is, oh my gosh, tomorrow's a test day. Oh, and I didn't study. Time to study 5 minutes before class, right? That's how it was. I wasn't the ideal student, but, who is? As a general populace, I guess you could say. But it's funny that I kind of said that. I have a story real quick. Being anxious at school is kind of different, but it's a little bit different when you join a new school, right? Or a tech school, for example. I was I guess you could say my freshman year, I went to two different high schools. The first part of the semester, I went to a place called Seminole High School in the city of Seminole, which is kind of like 15, 20 miles north of where I live. And I ended up, about Christmas, moving and transferring about 10 miles south to a school called Bowlegs. This school, oh my gosh, when I walked in, I'm like, Mom, I can't stay here. The walls aren't even painted. I don't know, it was so crazy. And it just looked like trailer houses were put together. That was my first thought, and it was really bad. But it isn't really that bad, actually. I had a lot of fun and a lot of good experiences and good time there. Well, the thing is that the second year there, they decided, well, you're pretty intelligent, Casey. Why don't you join what they call the scientifical, mathematical program, which is also known as pre-engineering, the class to take. I'm like, yeah, that sounds fun. Let's go and let's do what they call a ghosting, and you pretty much just sit in with the students up there, and they're like, don't join, Casey, don't join. You're gonna hate it. And I'm like, nah, you guys are just saying that, because I was that kind of person. I was like, no, you guys are saying it. I enjoy school, somewhat. I haven't missed a day of school, and actually, I guess that was the year before. But I told them that I think I would think about it. And at the time, I guess I didn't miss a day of school. Had a perfect attendance record, excuse me. But when I went to school there, my first day was so bad. I didn't get any sleep the night before. I didn't get anything to eat that morning. And just so happens, the first day, they show you these pictures of what can happen if you don't follow the rules. And I'm talking about like people like in these machines that have like spinning motors. Someone didn't clip back their hair and it tore like her scalp off. Ew, it was so sick and disgusting. And I know some people like get a kick at looking at that stuff, and you know, you hear oohs and ahs in the crowd and stuff, and all you hear is, because that's my head hitting the freaking table because I passed out. I was such a wuss. Oh my gosh. No, I don't know what was happening. Something made me woozy. Oh, it was a nail. Someone got a nail in their eye. I don't know what it was, but I seen all the other stuff, and I'm like, yeah, you know, mom, you know, tells me stories because she's a nurse, so I don't know, I hear stuff like that. But when I saw the nail in the eye, I was like, oh my gosh, and that the eye was open. It wasn't like the eyelid was closed, like, because it was in pain. It was like, hey, what's going on? I'm nail eye, or whatever, you know? And that kind of grossed the crap out of me, so I kind of passed out a little bit. And when I say a little bit, I was dozing in and out, and the partner next to me goes, are you alright? And I'm like, yeah, I gotta go to the bathroom. So I struggle up the stairs, because we're in this, like, auditorium kind of thing, and I struggle up the stairs. I get to the top, and I open up the door, and I'm like, I see the bathroom 10 feet away from me, and I'm like, reaching out to it, like, savior or something, you know? And I black out. I black out before I even get to the bathroom. 10 feet away from the bathroom, I black out. I wake up, get this, I wake up 5 inches from hitting the floor. Bam, I hit the floor, blood is all over the place. I break, you know, I don't know if I broke my nose, but I busted my lip in like 2 places. I busted my nose in 2 places. I was laying there for like a minute before someone comes along and goes, you know, I'm gonna say the G-rated version because that's just how I roll. They're like, oh, Snapple craps, Casey? Or actually, they didn't know my name, but you know, you get the idea. They're like, are you alright? Let me go grab somebody else. Because that's not really how they said it, if you get my drift. And it's kind of crazy because they were teachers, you know. They're like, oh, F, Casey, are you alright? Let me go get somebody else. And then someone else comes along, oh, F, who are you? Do you need help? No, I'm just bloodied up. I don't need no help. You can go along with your day. I mean, seriously, yeah, I need help. I'm in the freaking floor, like, I'm bleeding out, man. Not really, but, you know, it's cool to say that, right? But yeah, finally, like, another group of 5 people come along, and they manage to, like, oh, hey, let's help him up. Because they're smart there at that tech school. They are brilliant. And I know there's some of my, I guess you could say, my previous schoolmates that watch my videos, so they might laugh at this. Some of them might even remember it. And I hated school from that point. I was like, you know what? I told everyone that I didn't want to go to that school. I changed my mind. I wasn't sure about it. And freaking people made me do it. And for the rest of the day, I was stuck in there. They're like, do you have diabetes? And I'm like, no, I just didn't get any sleep, and I'm not feeling good, and blah, blah, blah. And the pictures made me dizzy, and this and that. And they're like, oh, okay. And so I was, you know, I didn't go to my first class that day, which had to be like a math class. The next day, I go in there, and he's like, well, where's your homework? And I'm like, I didn't even get a math book, dude. You know, it's not like you came down there and asked how I was doing and stuff. And yeah, that was like freaking crazy. He's such a butthole, man. I'm not even kidding, dude. I'm like down there, like seizuring out, like, oh, help me. And he's like, you need to do your homework. I'm like, really? I guess, you know, work don't stop for the sick and the ill, right? But that's how it's always been for me. But yeah, I even missed the bus that day. Like, what the crap, man? Like, no one wants to, I don't know. It was crazy. I had to have someone come get me, and I ended up actually getting kicked out of school because I missed 2 days because I was sick. Like, the bus, I literally had like a bilateral ear infection for like 2 weeks, and no one knew about it. And on my way to school, I had to like I had to ride on this bus for like an hour and a half almost. And that pretty much caused me to like, I don't know, just get really sick and want to throw up. And I did up there at school. And so they said, you know, we can't have him doing this. I'm sorry. He can't go on like this. You've got to come pick him up and stuff. Yeah, that was probably the most anxious kind of time for school-wise in my life. I've had other anxious points like, Monday's my freaking birthday. Did I mention that? Heck yes, I did. I've already mentioned it like 30,000 times in my videos in the last month. Dude, I'm so happy. Haters be hating, right? Well, I'm so happy that video did, well, in my eyes, it did well. I know it got dislikes on it, but I could care less, dude. That means people saw it. I've never been able to upload a video normally myself within 3 hours and then I get over 300 views in the first day. I've never been able to do that. And I did it. I'm so happy. And I know I got like 1,000 subs, and that should be something that just happens all the time. But I want to make a habit of it, right? That'd be cool, right? But yeah, man, I'm really excited. I'm really anxious in a good way for this next week. I will post a video on probably Sunday night about 12 o'clock p.m. because it's my birthday. And really, honestly, I don't really know how this year is going to fold out. It's not really going to be anything special, but yeah, I imagined enthrallings of partying by myself is going to take place. I don't even know. But this week I'm going to try and go over to my grandparents and spend some time with them. Quality time with my grandparents, you know? So I think that's pretty important. Um, but yeah, man, I enjoy doing this video for you guys. I hope it sounds alright and it's not like too long and stuff like that. I know I went over the gameplay, but I hope you guys don't mind. And yeah, I want to say also thank you guys for your support on my last video, on my last two videos. You guys showed them trolls what's up, and it was kind of like a test of you guys, and you guys win, and they fail. So that's all I have to say about that. I thank you for watching. I thank you for supporting me. I thank you for giving me likes, favorites, all that great stuff, because it does help me. I don't care what anyone says. It does help me. And it lets everyone in your friends box see my video. And yeah, so on and so forth. I thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a good day. I'm out. Peace.